A unique 4-grain recipe. Smooth up front with a little Kentucky kiss on the back. This is a bourbon for all of life's moments and celebrations. Available across the United States. We give back to those who wore the uniform and serve our communities.
The Lost Art Project, Veteran Voices with Andrew Cox. Preserving history, one veteran story at a time. Marine Corps League and Till Valhalla Project Ambassador. Thanks for tuning in to the podcast that's given a voice to our veterans. The Lost Art Project, Veteran Voices with Andrew Cox.
Hello, my friends. How are we doing? I'm doing pretty good, man. Welcome to the podcast. I'm excited about today. Why? We got a full house today, man. We got a lot of the crew here today. So this is our fireside chat with the crew. But before we get into the episode, are you enjoying the podcast? And make sure you go to the website. That's thelostart.podbean.com. Go check us out, see what we're all about. There's a couple of ways you can help support us here on the podcast. You can always go in there. You can click on the one-time donation. Heck, you can become a patron with a monthly donation. You can purchase some merchandise, or you can advertise right here on the podcast. A big shout out to the Till Valhalla Project out there doing amazing things. Go check them out. Go see what they're doing. I encourage everybody to do it. If there's any way you can help them, please do so. And you can find them at tillvalhallaproject.com.
Are you a Marine veteran? Are you missing that bond you had on active duty? Then I have a place for you. Join the only congressionally chartered Marine Corps Veteran Service Organization, the Marine Corps League. Get that brother and sisterhood back in your life. Become one of the fewer, the prouder, a Marine Corps League member.
Here we are, Full House, man. I just used to love that show, Full House. I don't know if you guys ever watched that, but I used to watch it growing up a little bit. Anyways, before we go around and see how everybody's doing, I want to give a big shout out to Fagan, selected for Master Gunnery Sergeant. Going to be pinning on. So congrats to you, my friend. That's awesome. Proud of you. You're doing good things. Keep up the good work. And just make sure you're holding true to what's going on in the Corps and holding down the fort for us. So thanks for doing that. All right, we'll move on. Aaron, how you doing, man?
Good. Staying busy. Things are starting to slow down. We had the government shut down, but even though we're back at it, the holidays are upon us, so you all know how it is. Government kind of slows down through the holidays, but other than that, I don't think our friend Vic is going to be smoking a cigar tonight. So I brought with me a cigar and stand by for the review. I'm a little boot at this, if you will, but it's it's my father's cigar. It's called My Father Le Bijou, 1922. This is a torpedo version of it, and it is a blend that has been created with the well-known brand My Father. Jose Pepin Garza has made this in honor, appreciation, and memory of his father, who was born in 1922. It is presented in an elegant white box of 23 cigars. That's not how I got mine. I love them to try them out. Identified with a second label with the name of this unique blend. Its finishing touches are composed of a Habano OO. I don't know what that is. Oscuro wrapper. I'm sure Vic knows what that is. This is due to its intense color with the naturally variety. This is a full-bodied blend with an exquisite and exceptional aroma. I already smoked the other one, and I will agree with that. It is not creamy, but it is smooth. Other than that, we're going to give it a shot all for Vic tonight.
Oh man. Now I wish I had a cigar to smoke for him too, but I sure don't. So I do have some Black and Mild somewhere around here. I could pull those out, but I think that would be an
Oh, that
insult
is
to him.
shameful. That is shameful.
Yeah. Well, how are things on the West Coast? How you doing there, Mark?
I'm doing outstanding. We had I attended the MCRD's ball last night, and
Yeah.
there was 169 tables, 10
Holy cow.
10 person tables, 1,690 people were bought tickets. Okay, I'm sure there wasn't the full 1,690, but it was close.
Holy
The
cow.
pageant they put on was magnificent. This
Yeah.
cake they had, the big cake, it had a Ton Tavern on it. They had like smoke coming out of the chimney of Ton Tavern.
What?
It was freaking amazing.
Wow.
They had the Secretary of the Navy was the guest of honor.
Oh,
Okay.
hey.
So the Secretary of Navy, he's a big financial guy. He's done
Yeah.
all kinds of different financial things like that. Never served in the military, but he's appointed and approved by Trump. But get this, you will never believe it. Like I said, 1,690 people at the
Yeah.
Marriott Marquis Marina in San Diego, California. Each drink is at least, $12 to $15 just for a drink. For a beer
Oh.
or a drink is between $12 and $15.
God.
The last words of his speech, the Secretary of Navy says, "Open bar for the rest of the night on me."
What?
Unbelievable. And of course, I was driving, so I couldn't even enjoy a free drink from the Secretary of the Navy.
Oh,
But wow,
I guarantee you he's
16.
regretting that. He has got to
Oh, yeah.
be regretting it.
So I kind of figured out just one round of 1,690 people at $15 a drink is like 25 grand. So
Oh
I
my
guarantee,
God.
I'd imagine his bar bill will be around 100 grand. But
That's a tax write-off
hey,
somehow.
Yeah, I was
and
going to say, do you think he's actually paying for that?
I'm not sure how much he talked to the commanding general about it, but can you just imagine that commanding general goes, "Oh no, there goes my career."
Yeah. He's like, you told a room full of Marines that it's an open bar
It's
the
an
rest of
open
the
bar
night.
for the
Oh
next
my
4
God.
or 5 hours. Like, come on.
Oh, that poor guy.
But it was
Yeah.
it was a great ball. It was a extremely well run ball for 1,690 people. The
That's
Marriott
amazing.
Marquis Marina. You played there, Andrew. You
Yeah.
know. They do a phenomenal job. The food was good, and like I said, the ball was great. While I was there, the Marines were well behaved as far as I've seen pictures of people posting on Facebook. These Marine Corps balls where everyone's taking their blouse off
Oh
and
yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
the hair regulations and everything like that. MCRD put on a great event.
That's awesome. Man, and now did the band do a pre-ceremony?
They did. So they had some of the band members were out in the general the general area where there's the reception, and then there was
Yeah.
also the senior leaders reception where the Secretary of the Navy attended. So they had a quintet in there.
Oh, okay.
So they were doing good. Yeah, it was just great. Like I said, it was just a phenomenal event.
Very cool. Very cool. Jim said, "Oh, how dangerous!" Talking about the Secretary of the
Oh,
Navy.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like I said,
Yeah.
I could just imagine. I'm not sure how much the Secretary of Navy talked to the general about it beforehand, but wow.
I hope it wasn't a spur of the moment. Oh, hey.
Yeah. By the way, I'm opening up the bar for all your Marines for the rest of the night.
Oh man. I hope everyone made it home safely. I'm sure they did, but
Yeah, I'm sure they did.
yeah. Well, I guess we can move over. We'll move down to the non-smoker tonight. Vic, how you doing?
I've been better. Let's see. Been sick since a week ago Friday. Can't seem to kick it. Just got some kind of crud, but I mean, I teach junior high kids, so I'm sure I got it from one of them. But was kind of productive in the shop. Started a few more displays for the cigar lounge that commissioned me. So getting their last few orders out off my workbench hopefully soon. And then we got family coming in this week for Thanksgiving, and then as soon as we come back from Thanksgiving, we got about 2 weeks till our Christmas concert. So, and then the holiday season. So it's a final push into the holidays.
Ooh, man!
Oh,
You're on the
most
final
importantly,
push.
yeah. Most importantly, we're coming up on Christmas cookie season.
Oh yeah, you always get the Christmas cookies. That's right.
Yeah, Amy makes like 12 different types of Christmas cookies, and then we like spread them all over our half of the neighborhood and take them to work and friends and all that kind of stuff. But of course, I'm the official taste tester. So,
And next Sunday is December 1st, right?
Is it?
it
December
is.
1st?
It sure is.
Woo.
Yeah, so you got to get
Holy
those taste tests, those samples out December 1st. Vic. You got to get them out so you can make sure they're good.
She'll probably be making them on Thanksgiving.
No, Thanksgiving is decorating the tree. So all the family that comes in to visit, we all
Okay.
break out the Christmas decorations and we spend the rest of the night decorating the house.
Jim says rough job.
I know, right?
Cookie taster. Yeah.
What I heard Vic said is he needs some additional taste testers this weekend.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And some Weight Watcher meals and any of your memberships to Gold's Gym. If you're not using them, I'll take that too.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna need it after the holidays. Yeah.
What did you say in the past, Vic? What was it? It wasn't washboards abs. It was what? It was
My Athenian physique.
yeah. Well, that, but it was. You said something about like something.
Oh, I still have
something.
washboard abs. They just got a load of laundry on them.
Yeah, that's what you said.
That's a good one.
It is nice. I like that. All right, let's go over to Jess, man. How you doing?
Oh, good. Yeah. So, Aaron has a cigar and I have my banana. So it was a quick start,
nice.
39 cents banana. I have a feeling it's gonna be a little earthy as I uncork this thing. So, yeah, it's made somewhere not here. So let's get this thing going, right? I'll give you a report.
That could have come from Aaron's neck of the woods down there.
Probably.
Yeah.
But
no, they don't make bananas down there.
A lot cheaper in his habit, but my potassium's low, so I have to eat more bananas.
So does it have a
this preoccupation with cylindrical objects? I'm telling you, I don't like it.
So does it have like a nick?
Do, but it's a banana, so I have to eat more bananas. I thought it only cost me 39 cents, so it's got to be good.
Does it have a Nicaraguan wrapper with a Brazilian filler, or is it? What?
It's not a Chiquita. It's safe for my because I didn't see it.
You got to tell us. You got to tell us. Is it earthy? Is it creamy? Or is it?
He said it's earthy
and earthy. So I think
it's got that earthy.
It has a minion feel to it. Yellow.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's probably one of those bananas they only grow in these little patches in the Amazon. There's like little patches they grow them in, and
I hope it's just like patch.
And he eats it upside down so he can feel the vein.
You're right.
Oh my God.
No, we're racing up for a winter storm event, I guess. So that's coming. I guess that's real.
Yeah.
Firing up the snowblower just to make sure it's good and just in time for Thanksgiving. So how it
Yeah,
works up here.
you said you've already had snow on the ground up there, didn't you?
Yeah, the 8th, the night we had our birthday in the fall. So yeah, we got a inch and a half, 2 inches. We're not sure. Nobody cares. Solar plow takes care of it that first week anyway.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that
yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, we're not sure what's going to be this winter, but no, it's starting.
Well,
while you can.
yeah.
Ball's over for us in the state, so they get the champions crown last weekend, and now we used to have the Vikings, and now they lose to everybody. So sad face.
Well, that does happen too.
Some other Bears are good, I guess, but no, I mean, the winter starts. It's Christmas.
Yeah.
Time to get moving. Concerts going. Time to get strong.
Yeah.
It's time for that snow shit to start happening again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. I'm not a fan of being cold, but it sure is pretty when it's on the ground. Yeah. Speaking of pretty,
I love to watch it on TV.
yeah, on TV. Speaking of pretty, Mike, how you doing over there?
I'm glad you finally recognized. It's nice that you finally recognized that.
You're welcome.
Right. But I'll say to that.
I'm sorry it took me this long.
Yeah. I don't know about pretty, but rugged is another word I would use. Rugged and bold.
Yeah.
Go along with Jess talking about the weather. Yeah, it's been 82 degrees here all week.
Nice.
It's ridiculous.
The whole week?
2 weeks ago it was in the 20s, and now it's been 82, a low of 65. So
nice.
Can't complain about that. Can't complain about the weekend. Had a good weekend. Wife bought me it was for my birthday in October. Tickets to go see, Aaron, you're gonna like this. Pitt to play Georgia Tech last night.
Ooh. Nice.
You know the score of that one, Aaron, don't you?
I didn't catch the first part. Who's playing Georgia Tech?
Pitt.
Oh, what's the story behind it?
Well, I'm saying Pitt stomped Georgia Tech. It was like 45 to 28 or something like that. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. That was yesterday?
Yeah, last night. Yeah, up in Atlanta. It was a good game.
And you were there for it.
Yeah, it was my birthday present. So Kelly and I got to go see Pitt go into downtown Atlanta and beat Georgia Tech. So
nice.
Was not expected. It was supposed to be a good game, but Georgia Tech had to win that game to move on. So now they kind of got knocked out of the place. But
who else?
It was a good time.
Are they down to the finals? Like, what's going on? I don't even watch it.
Well, I don't know. I don't follow as far as the standard, the brackets go and everything. I mean, they're ACC. Pitt. God damn, who was that?
That's Taylor. She decided to bring her trumpet and play it for us.
I was like, come on, Mark, mute it, Mark. That was a good game as far as watching that. It's ACC, it's not SEC. That's what everybody follows, but it was a good game.
So one more week of regular season, and then you get into the the Army Navy Bowl, you get into the conference bowl games. So Mike, I gave up watching at halftime yesterday with Arkansas and Texas just slaughtered us in the second half. But the good thing is they finally got the starting quarterback out of there. Sorry, excuse for whatever. I'll leave it at that.
Tell us what you really think. Jeez.
Well, I had a good night. I don't overly follow college sports or anything like that, but it was a good night. So I had fun.
I think Syracuse lost 70-7.
Yes. I kept watching the scores. I saw them up there. Yeah.
Who was that?
Notre Dame beat Syracuse 70-7. So I think Upstate is crying right now, but I don't care.
Nice. Okay. All right. I'm digging it.
Yeah, Georgia Tech had to win to move on to the to go into the playoffs.
Go in a bowl game or whatever.
Yeah. Well, it was the playoffs, but now they got a 2% chance. So
Jim left us. Where'd Jim go?
yeah.
Jim, come back.
But other than that, it's been a good week. It was a good weekend. Had a good time.
Good. Hey, Jim, you tried to run off on us. What are you doing over there?
I hit the wrong button.
Oh, yeah. I understand. I do that every now and again, too.
Welcome to my marriage.
That was good.
He's trying to be the starter of Major Fields.
Yeah, he's taking over. How you been doing, Jim?
I'm doing, guys.
Good.
It's a good day.
Yeah.
Had a little Friendsgiving here at a friend's house with some other veterans.
Nice. Very cool. That's the way to do it. You got big plans for the Thanksgiving day, the big turkey day coming up?
Probably not. Just gonna be at home by myself, I think.
Okay. Well, you need to go somewhere.
Well, I'm sure I'll get some invites around.
Yeah. Well, I'll invite you to my mom's. You have to go to Oklahoma though.
That's a pretty long trip.
It is a long drive, but I'm just saying you're more than welcome if you want to come. I'm sure she won't mind. It's just one more person, so it'd be good.
Yeah.
Well, shoot.
There's a little person who motivated me to get on tonight.
Who? Oh, okay. All right. I'm digging it. Who would that be? Is there somebody on here?
Yeah, it might be that Mike guy.
Yeah. You know what? We like to keep him around. He's good for something, you know?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. I don't know if I am or not. Just ask my wife; she'll tell you yay or nay. Just depends on what day of the week it is.
Yeah.
If she hears me, she's going to come out here and let you know. But
yeah, it does depend on that. I agree. What day of the week? Yeah.
well, the biggest thing for me, it depends on how much whiskey I've had. So after last week, I found that
you had too much.
I need to learn to adjust myself to be better.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we all have to do that at some point in time, right? You know, that's part.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, like, you know, as veterans, we just had the birthday, and of course, you know, I don't know about you guys, but I do enjoy a bourbon. Sometimes I enjoy it a lot. But you know, if you guys, you know, where do you see the downfall, or if there's a downfall in the veteran community when it comes to alcohol, when it comes to drugs, when it comes to those types of things? What are you guys seeing? That anybody?
I think I'll go ahead and start it. I think it's when we use it. I say we, the royal we, right?
Yeah.
We use it as a treatment.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
Absolutely.
And I'll be honest with you, I haven't ran into this issue, but I know others have, in the VA and, you know, medical prescribing prescription drugs. It's the same thing. It's, you know, you get prescribed something, you get on that, you use it to treat whatever you're dealing with, and, you know, it gets abused. And that's where I see the downfall at.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, self-medicate with the alcohol and things of that nature.
It's easy to do.
People can spiral out pretty quick when it comes to that type of stuff. I mean, it just takes, you know, one time to get pulled over in the, you know, if you've been drinking and driving, one time pulled over, and man, can that turn your world upside down, you know?
Yes, it can.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
plus financially costs you a lot of money too.
Yeah. We have a good friend that's a nurse practitioner at a VA hospital, and she said that probably a good portion of her day is trying to basically ferret out the veterans that are there for legitimate problems, instead of veterans that are just showing up and wanting some type. They've learned in the system what words they need to say to get prescribed the medication that they're addicted to. So it's like it's a constant battle for her for how to ferret out some of these people that are just showing up to try to get their next fix, or the ones that actually truly need medication, for a legitimate reason.
That is exactly why I refuse all narcotics.
So it's
Yeah,
so it's
yeah,
definitely an issue out there for veterans.
absolutely. I'll add that uh, obviously our veterans need something. We've all had that, that one, maybe two, three, maybe even more that needs something, right?
Mm-hmm.
We all know that substances is not the answer. So I'd throw it out there right now. If you're a listener and you're a veteran, you're using subscript or subscriptions, listen at me,
Oh,
prescriptions or alcohol or anything to kind of treat what you're going through, just reach out. Again, I know guys that's infantry guys, right? And Mark can attest to this. They don't want to talk to people that haven't been there in their same shoes and dealt with the same things they've dealt with. But there are people out there that have. So I would say reach out to those that have.
yeah.
All right.
And that's kind of hard. It's, even in the VA system, you find, or at least I have, most of the therapists and things like that you talk to haven't been veterans, or a lot of them haven't been. So I can understand how that's difficult to open up and talk to and get legitimate help, especially if you don't trust somebody.
Yeah.
It is, and it's also up to the the veteran to identify those issues within him or her, um, and then you have to decide. It's kind of like they always say about the alcoholism or drug use. You have to admit you got a problem. So
Mm,
the veteran has to identify that he has PTSD. He or she has PTSD issues, and has to take you know proactive steps to figure out the triggers, figure out what's going to overcome those triggers, how to deal with it, and then once again the triggers happen. So someone will have their PTSD under control, and then those triggers start adding up, and they
yeah.
don't address them properly, and then pretty soon you get frustrated. And as General Patton said, frustration kills self discipline. And
Mm,
causes negative attitudes and kills self discipline. You get frustrated, you get overwhelmed, and then and like you said, they go out and they use the either the alcohol or the drugs to try to cope and end up in bad situations,
yeah.
whether it be illegal situations with arrests, family issues. You know, it's just you have to, like I said, you have to be on the watch. You got to always be on watch with yourself to that you've got that PTSD pronation, and those issues can pop up even though you've dealt with them for years. Your frustration can cause them to pop back up, and if you're not actively, monitoring your triggers, it can happen to all of us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but a lot of those triggers can occur while you're in, right, Mark?
Oh, without a
Yeah.
doubt,
And
they incur when you're out, after you're out too.
yeah, well, my big thing is a lot of the triggers start occurring while you're in. Mark, for God, what's it been? 2 years now, Mark, AJ, Vic, Aaron.
Hmm.
We've been doing this. That you've allowed me to be a part of this. You know, you know, you guys seem to be a part of senior leadership that was receptive to a Marine coming to you and saying, "Hey, there's something going on with me."
Yeah.
there's something going on, but there's a lot of leadership that are not willing to do that. They're not willing, there's this stigma. And I know it's going to be this thing. It's like, well, that's what you say. And, it is what it is. But, there's a lot of that maybe it's not that way anymore. It was, at least when I was in. You didn't dare go say something to somebody.
No, not back then. You didn't, Mike.
Yeah.
And that's the big thing is,
over the years.
well, yeah, they've gotten better, but there's still got to be, no offense, there's still units out there that,
yeah, you're right.
don't you dare come to, here and show a weakness or show anything. And I'm, and that's the big thing is that the senior leadership and the command's got to be receptive to that.
True.
I'm not talking going up there and whining. When I say whining, I don't mean it to sound the way it sounds, but whining about everything. Well, the guy who yelled at me, or Master Sergeant Davis, he's a dick, or something like that.
Well, I mean,
it's
that's
like,
true, but
yeah, but I mean, it's like the leadership has got to be receptive to that also, but it is also important for the individual person. Marine.
I think, to your point, Mike, I not to interrupt, but I think to your point, you're absolutely right. There's still those folks out there, and I think a lot of them are probably individuals that haven't had to deal with certain things themselves, or they just kind of swept their stuff under the rug.
Yeah.
And whether they experience it now or later, at some point in their life, they will experience it. I know a few that, they kind of seem like that. They kind of seem like they had the stigma while they were on active duty. Since they've retired, they've kind of experienced their own events and triggers, if you will, that have kind of made them step back and think, and they kind of woke up and realized that, yeah, maybe I shouldn't be that way. But all that to be said, I think there is a more of a awareness. Awareness would be the word, that people go through things in life and they react differently. It's not all the same, right?
Well, it's not even issues with alcoholism or PTSD or that. It's you've got people getting out or people serving that have certain issues going on with them, but the commands don't want to hear it. It's we don't talk about this here. Okay, your knees are bad, your back's bad, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do your job, but you continue to do it the best you can. And I've actually, one of my coworkers, he was talking about it. It's not an alcohol thing, it's not a substance abuse thing, it's not a PTSD thing, it's none of that, but talking about, he was in the Army, that he 20 years out, he got out, never once applied for VA benefits, never.
Really?
And it was, I was like, what are you talking about? Why didn't you? He goes, that just wasn't a thing. He denied it, back, I don't know what they called it back then. It was still a final physical, at least when I was in. I don't know what they call it in the Army, but he denied it. And he said he was encouraged to deny a final physical when he just signed the paperwork.
Whoa.
But, and he was an infantry guy in the Army.
Yeah. Holy cow.
And I was like, well, who the hell told you that?
Than what he wants to tell you.
Well, yeah, he and I've talked a lot, but, it wasn't until, 20 years out and other buddies of his is like, what are you doing? Why don't you apply for this? At least, get in the VA system, do this, do that. And now he's an advocate for the VA. He's like, well, you got to do this and you got to do that. And I won't, I don't know who,
good.
I don't know if that was you, Vic, or Aaron, or who said it. I don't remember now, but, he's like, you got to learn how to play the system. I think that was you, Vic, right? You got to learn how to play the system and,
that's true.
Tell them this is wrong. And if you don't, if you don't take the drugs they give you, then just tell them you took them and you didn't take them, but you'll get this, you'll get that. And I was like, okay, well, why didn't you apply back then? 20 years ago, it's 20 years you could have had these benefits. And he's like, because he said, I was just under the mindset that I didn't deserve them. And that's how my command was. And I was like, who told you that? And he goes, well, my first sergeant told me that. And I was like,
all right, there's a lot of things that have changed in the last 20 years because the VA system in 2003, 2004 is not the same VA system that exists now.
Totally not.
think that most of the folks on this remember what it was in like 2003, 2004, 2005. You walked in, you said you got a problem. They're like, why are you malingering? Go away. Where's it documented? Like, well, I didn't go to medical because if you went to medical, you're a malingerer.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly what I don't mean to cut you off, Jess, but that's exactly what he's talking about.
That's the way it was 20 years ago. So, but if you want to start talking about like PTSD and all these other issues, how many broken kids do we recruit in the military, especially the Marine Corps? So it goes beyond the time in uniform. It goes back to, did we have the healthiest childhoods growing up? Watching mom tune up dad was a normal story in the barracks, especially in the infantry.
Mm-hmm.
There's a story I read on, I think it was the Atlantic or one of the newspapers, about how there's a lot of Rangers that are coming from foster care because that's the first real family they've ever had.
Yeah.
So we're recruiting in broken areas, broken kids, putting them in extraneous, very stressful situations, and then now they're old enough to actually drink, and drugs weren't the mindset of drugs has changed dramatically in the last 10 years too. So
true.
I remember in the 90s, weed was like the devil's lettuce, and then all of a sudden, now it's getting legalized in certain states. So,
right. The devil's lettuce. I forgot about that.
If you don't like it, wait a couple years and the mindset might shift. But there is.
Well, I think, to your point, Jess, it's what do most people join the military for, right? It's not necessarily, it is the challenge, but it's mostly because they're looking for something they're missing at home, right?
Yeah, it's a sense of belonging, be a part of something, a family unit.
Yep.
That's a good point. Yeah. And Jess, you're 100% spot on. I learned being the senior enlisted at the schoolhouse, getting to see all the young Marines coming through. There were so many that had issues before they even came in that I think back in the day, they probably wouldn't even have looked at. They'd have been like, you're just malingering, you're just doing this, you're just doing that. But we were able to recognize a lot of that and send them to get help. And most of the time it helped, which is pretty awesome. But you're right. I won't say everyone. A good portion of the Marine Corps, I think, comes from a not so good background.
Well, we talked about this in my veteran story, but I tried to sleep off an appendicitis because I just, if I go to the doc, then I'm going to get, called a bitch. So I'm like, I just need some sleep. I'm going to try and sleep this one off. Well, if I wasn't married, I'd probably be dead because she drugged me in the emergency room. I was like, no, there's something wrong with you. Like, I just need a nap. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, my appendix burst. So
Krista Hackler's out there. She just gave us a thumbs up. I don't know why she's not on here.
But yeah, I mean, you guys were drill instructors. How many times did you guys have to actually teach a kid how to shave? Because there wasn't a father figure in the house. There wasn't the military was. That was their first chance of being an adult. They didn't have those mentors. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Carlos said he had a great background, just hated school, so military it was. Yeah, that's a good point.
But so drugs. Who's on them? We're all on them at this point.
That's it's just, are they prescribed or not?
No, we are not all on them.
When was the last time you had a cup of coffee?
100%
ibuprofen is my best friend.
He says no to the devil's lettuce.
Drugs are bad, real bad.
I just can't find his 500 milligram Motrin. Where the hell they at? I can't find them.
That must just be a military thing.
500. I used to get 800.
Vitamin M. Little orange pills. They were handing them out like candy at the end of a road march or a hump.
Yeah, Mike, you had the weak ones. Jim was spot on. He said the 800 ones.
800.
Apparently I did.
That's how it used to be, 800s.
And I took them 3 times.
I'd hate to see the size of that pill.
3 times a day. Holy shit.
800 milligrams 3 times a day.
Yeah.
Yes, for 27 years.
Jesus.
Holy moly.
Now they got me on 1,000 milligrams and naproxen a day.
Holy cow.
Man, I was worried about my liver.
I
Yeah,
told
no
you I
kidding.
won't take narcotics.
Man. Whew. That's rough, man.
Well, that's one way.
Yeah. Well, I got to say, for taking that much, man, you're doing really good for yourself. You know?
Yeah, they test those every 3 months.
Yeah.
Hey, the
Wow.
best prescription out there. Drink
What's
water
that?
and change your socks.
That's right. That's right, man.
And stay
That's
motivated.
just part of
And
it.
stay motivated.
You got to stay motivated. You got to change your socks. And of course, you got to drink water, right? I mean, that's a given, I think. So that's why I don't say that one. But the change your socks thing, that's important, you know. Nowadays, it's like you got to put socks on. I don't typically put socks on anymore. So
No, not if you live in Florida. There's no socks allowed.
yeah.
It ain't Key West. Calm down.
Hey, I will say that now in Southern California, flip-flops, was Southern California? No, I know Hawaii, you could wear the flipper floppers, right? But at Southern California, Mark, remind me, was that off limits out that way?
It used to be, but now it's I think must be
It's a
regulation now because I see them all over.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
when we
is
were on the
now.
depot together, they were not allowed.
Yeah. Now on the East Coast at Camp Lejeune, I know for a fact that it is authorized, Marine Corps base authorized flipper floppers.
So I mean, it might be Marine Corps wide now.
Yeah, it possibly could be.
It'll be
they do have some decent looking flipper floppers. They don't look like the shower shoes, right?
Some of them cost $60.
Yeah, they're not cheap.
No.
Keep going.
Yeah, higher than 50, I would say. I'd probably closer to 80 on some of them.
And there's a difference between, flip flops and shower shoes.
Yeah. But you still see some trying to walk around in the shower shoes saying these are flip flops. Yeah, they go flip and they go flop. But
it'll be written into the 1020.34.
Yeah.
My memory fades me.
I think they're on X-ray now. I'm just kidding. I don't know what they're on now. How many times have they updated that?
I think it golf
Last
maybe?
I saw
No,
was
hotel.
Was it hotel? Yeah. I don't know what it is nowadays.
By the time they get it signed, it's got to get re-signed. It's got to get restarted.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Got to have decent looking feet for flipper floppers.
You come out of the field, you've been wet for a week, and honestly, the only time you got a chance to dry your feet off is actually when you got a chance to come home because let them air out.
Yeah.
God, there was. Yeah.
Dogs are tired, boss.
Yeah. I'm tired, boss. Yeah, I felt like I just executed my feet in the Green Mile after a couple times. Like,
oh man!
Remember those infantry combat boots in the '90s? Those big Gore-Tex hunks of shit that were like a great.
ICBs. Yep.
ICBs. Yeah. Those things were heavy as all get out.
Yeah, they're great. I still have them. They're still amazing.
They were heavy. They were heavy.
Blowing snow up here, and it's 10 below zero.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they'd be really good up there.
We had to wear them in the field in 29 bombs, and I'm like, these are not good. Please don't make us wear these in the field. And we wore them out
29 bombs.
It was like July, August, double cack.
Oh my god!
Wearing those black Gore-Tex line boots in the field. I'm like, you guys are literally killing us. Please stop doing this. And we came back and we all had trench foot because that's just, I hate to say it.
That's pretty bad.
We issued these boots. You got to wear them. I'm like, please stop it. They're great. I still wear them when I'm blowing snow and shoveling snow up here.
Yeah.
They're like brand new. They last forever. That was like 30 years ago. But
You know, back in the day, they used to take their shoes to get resold, and they would have shoes forever. I know Mark knows all about this, but you know, resoling the boots, that used to be the thing to do.
Heck yes.
But those places
because the
are,
leather was already broke in.
yeah,
It was,
Yeah, if you had your favorite pair of boots.
and then you could even put some Vibram soles on them.
yeah. Krista says she still does that. She still takes them in to a cobbler, I guess.
Yeah, at 8th and I across the street, they had the cobbler shop, and most
Yeah.
Marines that checked in there from SOI would go get their boots resold.
Now, did you guys up at 8th and I put the little clicks or whatever they are on your shoes?
We had so the Army, if you ever get a chance to look at it, the Army has these, I don't know, maybe 1/4 inch, 1/8 inch freaking like metal plates on the inside of their heels. So when they click their heels together, we didn't click our heels together, but we had the metal cleats on the bottom of the heels.
So when
and,
you walked, you could hear it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So weird.
Slide and glide. Slide and glide. Well, there was no drive, right? There was no drive the hill, right?
Yeah.
And there was no drive.
Oh yeah,
it was
that's
all
true.
Slide and glide.
Yeah, well, that was the you guys use the Army drill, if I'm not mistaken, because you put your feet together and stuff like that. That's based off the Army drill, isn't it?
Well, the ceremonial drill, yeah. Old school ceremonial drill, yeah.
Yeah.
And you didn't go to parade rest; you did ceremonial at ease.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Getting you guys back from 8th and I into the fleet and then going on your first patrol was like the most hilarious thing I've ever done. Watching some guy come out of 8th and I, and then we hand him a map and a compass, and like, we're going on night patrol in 29 Palms for the next 2.5 hours. And it was learning how to walk again. It's like,
which is crazy because when I was at 8th and I from 99 to 03, we did tons of freaking land nav. Now it was at Quantico or AP Hill, but
yeah,
there wasn't mountains. But
and watching you guys go over into a wash at 2 a.m, I was like, yeah, he's in the void now. He might never come back. But just what are you doing, bro? It's like,
speaking of 8th and I, what are some of the tricks, right? Because I know that they, in their dress blues, they sew in elastic or something here so they can move and do things easier. Is that right?
So when I was there, it was only body bearers and silent drill team for obvious reasons, right? The body bearers would have to raise the casket up over their head, and then silent drill team would have to, toss the rifles in the air and all that stuff. Now I don't know what it is now, but that was kind of the modification of the uniforms. We also had hooks in the back, so instead of running your belt through the loops, you had hooks that were sewn into the back that held your belt up for your bayonet.
Oh yeah, that's right, because you had the bayonet. Yeah.
And I think I remember when Satonica.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Andrew. I think when Satonica was there, he was telling us that he had all that stuff sewn into his stuff too.
I think so.
For the Commandant zone. So maybe
that makes sense. Yeah.
So
the whole cottage industry for you guys.
So you had the shoes. You had the shoes, right? Which you used the old school edge dressing back then, right?
Yeah. The glass bottle and all that stuff. Yep.
I think we've talked about that more than once on here. But you used that. What were some of the other tricks of the trade that you guys had up there?
Well, for camis, it was heavy starch, right? Which that was pretty much everywhere. Spit shine boots when we before they transitioned the uniforms, it was some people would use I can't remember the name of that stuff now, but it was leather luster.
Oh
Some people
yeah,
would
leather
use
luster.
leather luster, but that would actually destroy your boots.
Yeah.
I just used it's called Lincoln Wax.
Hmm.
It's like a blue and yellow can. That seemed to put a better shine on boots.
That was like a
Um,
gloss, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I tried several tricks when I got there, to include like your creases on your camis to sew fishing line
Oh yeah.
into your creases.
Did
That
that
stuff
work?
never worked for me.
Yeah.
I just I just use heavy starch and impress the crap out of them all the time.
Yeah.
I mean,
I always.
it was literally so you press your camis at night, hang them
Uh,
up, put them on the next day. As soon as they come off, the next day you're pressing them. As soon as they come off.
yeah. Now, Aaron's first duty station, you were at 8th and I, right?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Now, Mark, he was not at 8th and I, correct? What
No,
did
I
you?
never was.
So, what were the tricks of the trade for you guys when it came to uniforms?
Well, my first tour on the drill field, 86 to 88, we had the Creighton shirts, of course,
Yeah.
and the cleaning and they were OP gears. So you had the
Mhm.
Creightons and your trousers, and you had a OP sticker in there, organizational property sticker. So those were
Right.
cleaned. Those were cleaned for free.
Oh,
So
nice.
you always went and bought a couple of more uh, shirts and trousers, and you finagled that OP sticker into those too. So you were, and this one we wore Charlie's every day, 7 days a
Yeah.
week,
Yeah.
except up at Camp Pendleton and on service week. But so you just you every day you change your shirt, or even twice a day sometimes.
I remember
So
changing my shirt like 3 times on pickup.
Well, yeah, pick up because you're sweating like crazy, running around like
Oh my God, that was
maniacs.
horrible.
our blues, we got those done for free. Um, our
Mhm.
regular uniforms that we had to pay out of pocket for that, but what we all laundered our own stuff, but we would use Dreft, like I think a lot of people use it
Soap?
for baby laundry. Dreft,
Okay.
it would make your material really soft. It was a lot easier to keep pressed and
Hmm.
wrinkle free and all that stuff. But yeah, the Creighton shirts, all that. Now the Navy, so we'd go over the Navy Yard or even Henderson Hall had it. The Navy had some of the better uniforms, like with the white trousers and the khaki shirts. They
Yeah.
had some of the better brands, if you will. Uh, so we would use their stuff. Uh, we'd buy that stuff and put it in there. We As soon as we got to 8th and I was like, the paper shirts are gone, right? This stuff you got issued in boot camp.
Oh
It was
Mhm.
yeah,
like
those are gone.
you,
That's the same
you
thing.
got
You bought
hazed.
Creightons. You
Yeah, you
bought the
got
Creighton
hazed if you wore
shirts.
that shit. Yeah.
You mean you got trained if you wore that?
Yeah, remedial uniform prep. Yep. Yep.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
You guys ever use Stayflow?
Yep. Stay flow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We got
We would hang up.
The-
We would like our camis. We would soak them. I'm talking about soak them
yeah.
in stay flow and hang them up in the shower, and then we would sometimes put a heater in there or a fan or something and let them dry out a
Let
little
them
bit
dry.
faster. But
Yep.
yeah,
So we use Stayflow. We can get the Mama Sans in Okinawa. You always get like 2 pairs
Oh
done in
yeah.
Okinawa, and especially up in Schwab. Bring them back to the States, and that was like your board camis. And then at a certain point, they'd rotate into normal rotation. And then we would go on patrols or we'd do stuff in 29 Palms at night a lot. And we'd always could tell who had their board camis on because those things glowed at night. IR
Oh yeah.
was like an alien walking through the desert. I was like, my God, if this guy just does not have an idea what's going on. It was just at night, those stay flow just trapped heat and reflected light, the IR light, like it was nothing else.
now we had our quote unquote field camis, but one of my buddies decided to show up in the field with a hole in his crotch, and that didn't go over very well. And I had a gunny one time that said, if unless you want to stay in the field, you'll make those camis serviceable.
So I took all 4
Nice.
sets of boot camp camis out in my first 400 run, and I came back with 0 sets of serviceable camis because they got shredded in that comps. That's Tina wire. So I had to walk happy ass from the barracks down to cash sales to buy new camis because I had 0 crotches left in all of them from jumping trenches. And so, yeah, I got brand new stuff.
Yeah.
Now the older camis, so Fort Myer, the Army base had the better camis, so we would go over to the Army base and buy our camis. The
Woodland and the Popland, right?
Woodlands,
Yeah, the old Woodlands. Yeah.
And then you had big Elvis collars.
Oh yeah, those were sexy collars right there. Those collars were huge, man. That was the 70s collars right there.
Those Woodlands would fade super fun too, because there was a set in the platoon we had, and it's got passed down, and they're like white and purple by the time someone finally said something about them. They were just faded out. The black turned purple. It was like the light green turned white, and then they had like
right.
Lance Corporal
blue. They get a blue look to them too.
Yeah.
They just flap in the wind. Elvis collar.
I showed up to when I showed up to my basic school from MCT. I walk in, and here's your roommate, blah blah blah. I walk in, and my roommate has a Tupperware bowl full of the concentrated Stay Flow, and he's got no water added, just the concentrated Stay Flow. He's got his camis on inside out, and he's painting with a paintbrush, painting his camis with this concentrated Stay Flow. And I'm like, what are you doing? He goes, dude, it's so much more intense than boot camp and MCT. This is what you got to do, man, to have sharp camis. I'm like, are you serious? He goes, yeah, man, you can use mine until you get your own. And I'm like, okay. So I spent that night painting my camis with Stay Flow. And then, get up in the morning, and they're standing up in the corner by themselves, and and you spray a little water on them, and you lick it, and you crunch them out, and then you're crunching while you're walking, along, And as soon as I walk into morning muster, the guide comes up to me and he goes, "Oh man, I'm not going to say his name." He goes, "You're so and so's roommate." I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Do not ever paint your camis ever again." And I'm like, "Oh."
Very nice.
So that dude is a loon, man. Don't do it. Just don't ever do it again.
You jogged my memory.
There was no
jogged my memory, Vic. Yeah. Go ahead, just.
It's before the internet, so everything in the barracks was like a real thing.
Oh yeah, it was gospel.
It wasn't like a Reddit forum to take care of it. It was just Lance Corporals being idiots, barracks lawyers.
Yeah, so the covers, right? So we wouldn't get the stitched covers, no stitched cover because it didn't work on the cover block. So you'd get the metal cover block with the metal ring, and then we would go to Home Depot or Lowe's, whatever the Ace Hardware, whatever, and they've got those big metal and it used to be metal and orange clips, right, or clamps, real strong.
Yeah.
So you soak it in Stay Flow, put it on that metal block, and then you would pull it as tight as you could, and then clamp it down. And that was our, once it dried out, you could throw that thing and knock somebody out with it. The problem was if we went down to the Navy Yard to practice our firing parties, and it rained on us, Stay Flow would just wash down your body. So now you're all sticky and shit.
You get that nice rash.
That's horrible. That's horrible. Yep. Wow. Krista says she just found a photo of them wearing the old tricolors in the Gulf when she was with the Marine Forces Reserve Band, the El Toro Marine Forces Reserve Band. Nice.
Did the Marines have the chocolate chips?
Yes.
Okay.
I just got a photo of those the other day. My first deployment in Qatar. I was running around chocolate chips, and they were tap gear, and you had to turn those things back in at the end of the deployment. So when I got them, they were in a bucket down a tap, and they handed them out to us, and I'm putting the Eagle Bend anchor on the left pocket like we're all supposed to. And I hit something in the pocket, and I didn't check the pockets, obviously. And there's a pair of TWA wings in from Gulf One. So,
are you serious? Dang.
Kept reusing them.
That's wild.
That was the 90s.
Gotta love it.
Somali used them. Yeah. Every once in a while you run into like tricolor versus chocolate chip, and they had tricolors before our Westback, and I got a pair of trousers and I had two right pockets, so it flared out the opposite way on the left side, so it kind of looked weird. I'm like, whatever. Kid on one of the battalion landing team, he had chocolate chips, so he's walking around Kuwait like with all of us in tricolors using chocolate chip, and they thought he was a Kuwaiti national. So kept like stopping him every checkpoint. Like, I'm with you guys. What are you talking about?
I'm one of you.
Yeah, they ran out. But,
oh man, I love it. Well, shoot. Does anybody want to talk about anything else? We're hitting about that hour mark now. But
one thing I was going to shout out the Army, Secretary of the Army, for having all of his guys get checked on over the holidays. I thought that was pretty interesting. Because I mean, mandating from the Secretary of the Army saying check on your folks over the holidays shouldn't have to be said, but actually saying it, good on him.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, check on your buddies. It's important. Yep. Well, what do you say we go around and we do some words of wisdom? All right, words of wisdom. Here we go. Aaron has to give us a review on the cigar as well, because we always forget that. But since it's somebody new doing the cigar, I seem to have remembered it. So I don't know, but we'll go on. Vic, he's in the bathroom right now. We'll say that. But Vic, what are your words of wisdom for today?
So a lot of people say that you are your habits, right? And then I heard this probably on Friday or Thursday, and it really resonated with me, and I'm not sure why. But your habits are light as a feather until. Wait a minute, how did it go? Your habits are too light to be felt until they're too heavy to be broken. That's what it was. Your habits are too light to be felt until they're too heavy to be broken.
That's good. That was really good. Wow. Who said that?
I don't remember where I heard. I think I saw it's like on an Instagram meme or something. But I mean, both good and bad. I mean, there's a lot to unpack in that statement.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but yeah. So
nice.
Wanted to share.
All right. Well, Jess, what do you got for us?
Seems not
you're on mute. There you go.
I have a mute button that's broken. You're never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream.
So. Nice. I like it.
I'll take it.
All right. Mike, what do you got for us? You're on mute, Mike.
I got Jess's issue. Sometimes if you have the same issue over and over and over again, stop and think maybe you're the common denominator.
Okay, I like it. I like that. Very true. Very true. Yeah. All right, Aaron. Not to mention, Aaron, you got to give us the cigar review.
So cigar review. I don't know how to explain this. Vic might be able to, but it burned pretty well. It is smooth. So I like it. It's not all brash. I don't think the cigar itself is creamy, but it made my mouth creamy. That one's from Mark. But other than that, all in all, from a non-cigar smoker, I enjoyed it.
Okay. Nice.
And
Nice.
then for words of wisdom, give me a second here. I had to pull one up. I wasn't ready.
Oh, it's
All
all
right. You can't depend on your judgment when your imagination is out of focus. And that was
good.
by Mark Twain.
Yeah. Mark Twain. Smart dude. Smart dude. I like it. That was a good one. And of course, I've got to make a special intro for Mark's words of wisdom. I've got to. I don't know. I'll come up with something, Mark. I'm gonna do you right. So we're gonna do it. It'll be like Mark's words of wisdom or something like that. You know.
All righty. So I'm gonna kind of build off of what Mike was saying about if you're the common denominator or something.
Mm-hmm.
We have the leadership principle of know yourself and seek self improvement.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you got to remember that the only thing standing between you and your dream is your appearance, lack of talent, and general personality.
Wow. I mean, you're not wrong.
So what you're saying is, Mark, is you can be you're just a fuck up. That's what you're saying.
No,
I mean,
like you said, Mike,
I
you might be the
understand.
common denominator.
I was making a joke. I was making a joke. Sorry,
you might be the
it
common.
didn't go
Like I
over
said,
well.
nice.
Hey,
Nice.
but let's be honest. Some people are just fuck ups, right?
It is true. You know, and sometimes everybody at some point in time is a fuck up in something, right? So,
Oh, we all make mistakes. We all fuck
yeah.
up, but some people just do it because it
continually
comes
do it.
natural.
Yeah, continually, yeah, and it comes natural, yeah. I agree
Well, that's
with
the
all that.
biggest thing is understanding when you have the same thing over and over and over, whether relationships or friendships or work environments. Sometimes you have to stop and go, "Holy shit, is it me?" And that was what I was getting at. It's like,
It's true.
is
Yeah.
it me?
Yeah. Huh.
And none of us want to admit that. Honestly, I mean, I
Yeah.
don't. But
Yeah, true. I mean, who does
at
want
some
to?
point in time, at least I'll say I've been there. I don't know about the rest of you guys because I know all of you are like picture perfect Marines. So I mean, it's just
Well, what's it called when you continue to do the same thing over and over and get the same result?
Insanity.
Insanity.
yeah. Yeah, but it's finally understanding that I'm insane. That's the big thing. It's finally, you know what I'm saying? It's finally actually being able to realize that and look yourself in the mirror and say, "Holy shit."
That's the hardest
Yep.
part, though.
Well, and it's being
Knowing's
able
half
to
the battle.
admit to yourself and be honest with yourself, and that's what it comes down to.
Well, some
That
people
that
just don't want to change, right?
You
well,
are
and that's a
correct. You are
leadership.
correct, sir.
That's a leadership thing too. Is take care of people, do this, do that. But if you're not willing to take a look at yourself,
Mm.
you can sit and preach and all day long and whatever you want to say, but you don't stop and take a look in the mirror and say, "Holy shit."
Yeah. But sometimes you need that one person just to point out how stupid you're doing things, you know?
Absolutely.
Just that
Yep.
one person to say, "Hey, you're screwing this up." And you're not going to want to admit it to them. You're not going to be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, no, yeah, you're right. I'm screwing all this up." You're going to be like, "No, man, I'm good. I'm good." But when you go home and you look yourself in the mirror, you're the only person you can't lie to. So when you look at yourself, man, it's hard. That's a tough conversation to have.
Yeah, you need somebody like Vic to make fun of you. Be like, "Oh
That is
shit,
true.
okay,"
That is true.
to hurt your
We all
feelings.
do what we're good at.
At least you recognize it. That's good.
Knowing's half the battle. Yes.
Yep.
G.I. Joe,
Go,
the great
yeah.
American hero.
And all of us at Starstruck Camis know that we're wrong. So there we go.
The other half of that equation is extreme violence, by the way. Nobody ever talks about the other half.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah. Very
Yeah,
nice.
that was Mark's expertise there. I mean, extreme violence.
For a while.
Yeah, it was.
Sure was.
Yeah.
Well, the Marine Corps made us change our viewpoint on camis and boots, right?
Exactly.
They did. They did. When they
Pittsburgh
said
candies
no
came
more
in.
starch, when no more starch, I was so excited. And then like the very next day, we got our new camis. The very next day we come in, I think I was the only one that didn't put starch on it. I'm like, what? Why did y'all get?
Yeah.
Everyone put starch on their camis. They just told us not to do that. Oh, I
Yeah,
don't want to
especially in
look
the
at that.
especially in the band field. You know, you had to
Yeah.
show up every day with the old Woodlands with that plate in the knee. You know, that baby had to you ironed that bitch out so much that you end up getting holes in it. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Right.
The
Right.
plate.
That extra
Yeah, and then,
layer.
yeah, it folded over. You know, you had to sit there and iron it out and do this and do that. And man, we got the new camis every night. I just threw them in the dryer.
Yeah. So convenient. So convenient. You could
Nasty.
almost pick them up
No,
out of the bottom of your wall locker and shake them, and that'd be good to go.
Whoa! Now we're going too far. You still
No,
got to hang
I've
them
done that
bitches
once
up.
or twice. I ain't gonna lie to you. I have done that.
What did Aaron just say? Nasty?
Yep.
Just throw them in the dryer?
Yep.
No, picking them up out of the bottom of the wall locker and just shaking them out. He said it was nasty.
Oh, yeah. No.
I'm with Mark on this one. Yep. Nope.
Oh,
you guys
He's
man.
made Chesty turn over in his grave.
Camp at all? Were you guys
Say
in
it
Camp
again.
Pendleton when the new ones rolled out?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And the line like wrapped around the block because everybody learned all about them, right?
Yes.
And we were in between like Westpacks, so we took a day. All rolled down there. The line was like 2.5 blocks long. We're like, not today. All deployed without the new ones. And then Commandant was General Jones at the time. Was like, why don't you guys have the new camera? He's like, well, there's a 2-block line and we got shit to do. We're like, wow, see what we can do about that. So we're waiting on those new cameras the entire deployment. They just never showed up. We're like, no.
They did nothing about it. That's what they did.
Well, I
Yeah.
think I told y'all General Jones stood out on the center walk and talked to the entire barracks and said, I just pulled these out of the dryer, and you could have heard a pin drop. We were like, oh. And the very next week, everybody was buying them a pair. Yep.
Oh, that's funny.
General Jones was my battalion commander in 3-9. He re-enlisted me.
No kidding.
Era.
He's
Yep.
a tall dude.
Tall. Yeah.
Yeah.
His son was too. That was we didn't know his son was on our MEU until his platoon took 2 casualties in Falak Island. That was the weirdest conversation I've ever heard.
Yeah, he was with 3-1, Lima 3-1.
Yep. I was sitting on that LFOC when he had to make that call.
Wow.
Yeah. That was we didn't know that Lieutenant Jones was the son of General Jones. Why is the commandant showing up as we're pulling out of port? Well, he was seeing his son off. That was a weird day for us.
Yeah. I could see that.
General Jones said his nutsack on my drum.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite stories you tell. That is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
It was Lieutenant Jones just resting on your drum.
All righty.
You said Lieutenant Jones resting on your drum.
There it was.
Oh my gosh. All right. With that, I think we're going to wrap it up. Mark's got a steak to get to. And, we've been on here for a little while. So, but hey, guys, thanks again. Truly appreciate you. I love you guys. To all the listeners out there, if you're struggling and need help, anything like that, don't forget the VA does have some great resources. You can always dial 988, press option 1. You can always text 838-255 or go to veteranscrisisline.net and click on the chat icon. Any of those options will put you in contact with somebody that can help you out. But remember, one veteran life lost is one too many. I care about you. The crew cares about you. The whole veteran community cares about you. So please reach out for help. And if you're out there, you're not struggling, reach out to the buddies you serve with. Ask them how they're doing. If they need that helping hand, please give it to them. All right, fellas, one last time. Thanks. I love you all. To everybody out there, stay motivated. Change your socks.
No more 22. Honor the journey and finish the fight.